and gentlemen, welcome aboard this live launch with Hunky Dory TV. The crafting captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign and we are now cleared for takeoff. In preparation for launch, please ensure all of your troubles and worries are properly stowed. You won't be needing those today. Our flight time will be a craft-filled 60 minutes or more, and the Hunky Dory crew are now ready for departure. At this time, we ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our video presentation. Live launch takeoff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have live launch liftoff.
Hi everyone, happy Wednesday and welcome to this live launch here on Hunky Dory TV. And we have a show for you because the demonstrations are going to be exceptional. My name is Natalie and I'm going to be your host for this hour. Gemma is in the control station today, making sure this flight runs very, very smoothly. Good morning, Gemma.
Good morning.
And over in the demonstration station, it's Wednesday, so Cat's here.
Good morning.
Hi, Cat.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right.
We nearly took off without you this morning. Emily was getting worried you weren't here in time for all the safety procedures and showing your passport and security checks. It was crazy. So today we're going to be showing you our bright and colourful duo colour paper pads. And there's such an amazing offer on these. I cannot wait to see Kat's demo. She's just shown us some of them really quickly, and I'm amazed to see how they all come together. So before we get to it, let's have a look at this week's Win It Weekly. It's a good Win It Weekly this week. So 6 people are going to win our Rhyming Reveals concept card collection. It's a really cool, quick, easy collection to put together, but the results you get are really, really stunning, and everyone who receives these are going to be blown away by sort of like the construction and the mechanism within these. So if you would like to be in with a chance of winning, this is this week's question. You need to like, share and comment. Humans share 60% of their DNA with A, bananas, B, sunflowers, or C, sheep. Yes, that is the question. Yes, it's very strange. Yes, that is Emily's brain. But if you know the answer, and loads of people were commenting on Monday's show when we were here with what they thought it was, and I was quite shocked actually. But like, share and comment for your chance to win that Rhyming Reveals collection. Okay, let's get into it. Let's have a look at this little VT. Okay, so here we have it for you. It's our duo colour paper pads. Now the best way to buy these, and we tell you this all the time, but this week is extra good, is in the bundle. So you can get all 4 of the duo colour paper pads. You've got the blues and greys, the pinks and purples, the oranges and reds, and the yellows and the greens, all for £24.96. That saves you £15. That saves you the cost of 1.5 of these paper pads. And these are different from our other paper pads that we've ever done. They are double-sided. You have 12 different colours throughout, but in different tones and shades of one specific colour. So let's run through 2 of them and we'll show you exactly what you mean. We'll have a look at the blues and the greys first. So on one side you have your greys tones, and they're all shown here really, really nicely. And then on the other you have your blues. So it is essentially 2 pads in one. You're actually getting 24 different shades of colour in here, but you've got 12 different pages if you sort of put them together, and you're going to get 4 of each. So if we run through it like this, you can see here you've got your blue, and then you've got your coordinating sort of like deepest grey tone. Then from that we go to a lighter blue colour, then you have an even lighter blue colour. I think these are an essential really. When I launched these on Hobbymaker, I said, and I stand by it, you get kits, you use your Whopper Topper pads, you get your little books out, and there's always a colour that doesn't quite match. With these paper pads, you're never going to be in trouble with that type of a thing happening to you again, because you have every different colour and shade of that one colour that you can possibly think of. So this is the first one, £9.99. We'll have a look at the next one as well, are purples and pinks. So you've got your pinks on one side, purples on the other side, and this is a beautiful array of colour. We'll go the opposite way next. So you've got your really light lilacs and sort of pastel pinks. Then it moves a little bit further along that colour chart. You've got those really nice sort of pinky purples, those bluey purples, those really nice sort of dusky pinks, but then also your very bright sort of red pinks and orange pinks running throughout here. It's a really, oh, I love that mauve as well. Look at those colours, wow. And then of course you've got your deep, really intense colours, if that is something that you like to craft with also. So they're the first two of the paper pads. And don't forget as well, we still have our Tenner Tuesday deals running for you. We're going to have a flick through of them a little bit later on in the show. But first, let's go to Kat for her very first demo.
Okay, let's get going. So what I also love about these pads is that all the colours mix so well tonally as well.
Yeah,
so your light tones and your dark tones from each pad. So that's what I've done with this one. I've taken a selection of papers from all across the pads. So this is from the greens and the yellows and the pinks and the purples and the blue. I'll put them to one side a minute. I'm going to start with my card binder. I've got an 8x8, which have magically reappeared again. I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, I know, we've got them back. We're not having to make our own out of A3 anymore. It's not a challenge for who can make the least 8x8s. We've got them back.
And I've just trimmed that down to a 8x6, like with the score line at the top. But I think I might do it this way.
Do you know what?
Landscape.
I really like it when it's like that.
And then I'm going to take one of my blue sheets and I'm going to cut myself a mat and layer. So we're going to cut this to 5.5. I want a nice chunky white border around the edge. So 5.5 by 7.5. I'll get all the boring bits done first.
Good morning to everyone joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. On YouTube we've got Denise, Anne, Sarah, Stacey, Muriel, Jenny, Kelly, Debbie's here as well. Jeannie's joining us, Heidi, hello to you. Loads and loads of people commenting, Anastasia as well, good morning. Loads of people commenting with the answer, and they're thinking it's bananas.
Bananas. That is bananas.
I know, right?
It is bananas. Okay, so I've also cut myself a layer for the piece that we've just cut, and that's cut to 5.25 inches by 7.25 inches, and we're not sticking it down yet because we're going to do quite a bit of work on top of here before we stick it down, so it just gives us a chance to trim if we need anything. So I want you to take from your pads, take 2 of each of these tones, or whichever tones you choose to use, and with one of them we're going to trim it down to, we know this is 7.25, so I'm just going to give us a little mill over 7.25, just so I've got that little bit of wiggle room
to work
because I'd rather be over so I could trim it away than shorter. And you do exactly the same with your other pad to 5.25 inches. And then what you're going to do is, from this piece we are going to cut lots of strips. You're going to end up with way more than you actually need, but if you bag them up you can make this card again and again and again. So we're going to cut two strips from here. Sorry, one strip of 1.25. Then we're going to do 3/4.
Oh, I'm excited to see how this one turns out, Kat. Good morning to everyone on YouTube, Facebook as well. Karen's joining us, Jackie, Jeanette, Julie, Valerie, Pauline, Michelle, Blair, Tracy. Hello to absolutely everyone. Again, bananas is the theme over here.
Right, so I told you a little lie, you only need one of each of these sheets because I did it on Monday, my brain's gone. So if you cut 2 of each of them and then you can just trim your second one down to 5 1/4.
I see. So you're saving even more.
So you're saving even more, you only need 1 sheet of each. So you could cut those to 5 1/4 out of that section that you've got there. It does all come from an 8x8. I am remembering now. So you end up with lots of little strips like this. So you can decide which colours you want to work with and what you want to play with. And we'll get to the fun bit now. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to create like a tartany, checkery weaving effect.
Oh, exciting.
So I've got all my pieces here that I've decided that I'm going to use. And we'll start with, should we go lengthways? And what I've done is I've taped either end just at the top and just at the bottom to help me tack it down.
This is a good technique for anyone who's wanting to try this out. So many people are in love with these pads. I love the Duo paper pads, I have them all. One thing to note that these paper pads are a satin finish, so they're different from our Duo Tone paper pads that we already have for you. Obviously Duo Tones is 1 shade of colour in lots of different tones. These ones are 12 different colour tones and they are a satin finish.
So I'm just going to decide which way I want everything going across in this direction and then we can start sticking them down.
Carol's also said, I love the paper pads, they're amazing. Perfect for posting as they're not heavy. It's really true. So each paper pad is 150 GSM, your sheets. So you've got lots and lots of abilities there for crafting with because you don't need to use sort of like all of the pages, but if you want to, you know, it's not going to be super heavy. If you want to add loads and loads of layers, it's going to fit really nicely on your cards. Karen says these would be fabulous to use with the semicircle technique Rebecca did yesterday. And Valerie asks, will these paper pads be okay to put in your embossing folders? They most certainly will. What happens when you put your paper through the embossing folders is very much like what happens when you emboss parchment. So sometimes you can get a sort of like a white crackle effect, which sort of really stands out the image from your embossing folder, which is really, really nice.
Super cute. So this is where we start the weaving part. So with this one, I've just taken the top off. We're going to go over the first one, under the second, and this is why I've not taped the other edge down yet, over the third, under the fourth, and over the fifth.
Hazel says, hello from Sussex. Hazel, what are you doing in Sussex?
She's on holiday.
She's on holiday?
Yeah, she's left us.
Oh.
What colour should we go with next? Let's go for this nice yellow. So when you're coming on to your next piece, you want to do this the opposite way. So we're going to go under our first piece.
This is so cool, isn't it?
Over the next one, under that, over, and then under there.
Viv, if you're still waiting for that order, pop a little telephone call to our customer services ladies. They'll be happy to help you find out where that is.
We just work our way along, and I know this takes a little bit of time, but
it looks really, really nice. And also,
seeing.
I think it's quite cool how it's still really fresh.
Oh yes.
You've still got those like gaps of white showing.
Yeah.
Which is really, really beautiful. I just think it's going to work perfectly, isn't it?
It is, and this is something you could add many more strands to and make it really compact, or you could make it even looser. It's completely up to you.
I think it's such a great mix of different sizes of paper, and that's what makes this really fun. But like Kat says, you could cut all your strips down to the really, really thin size, and how crazy would that be?
Yeah.
Your tartan would be really, really small, but I love this mix of different sizes.
So we just keep
very cool.
our way along. And this is just a great example how you can use them to make your own backgrounds as well as pairing them with all our other kits that we've got and things like that. Okay, so we've done purple. Let's go back with this pink. And like Natalie pointed out, I'm just doing them at random intervals and random gaps. I'm not measuring anything out. If you wanted to do them a lot more precise, you could. But I really like this kind of fluid look that we've got going on here. And then I am going to add to it even a little bit more shortly by adding some extra pieces in when we come across.
Lots of people loving these over on YouTube as well. Sarah says, I have the duotones that I won. I love using them as insert sheets. I'm loving the new colour pads, and hopefully my hubby will treat me on payday. Let's hope so.
Wrong way around.
And Cheryl said, how do I track the parcel? I can see mine has been dispatched. You possibly get sent an email with a tracking number on, but the best option is to just ring up our customer service team, and they'll happily track that for you and give you a more detailed time as when that should arrive.
And I've stuck it in the wrong place and ripped it a little bit. Please excuse me. And I think we'll just add one more blue one to the end.
This is so cool. Look how it's just come to life. It reminds me of a very chic, like, tartan pattern. Like an expensive designer branded tartan skirts or something like that.
Yeah.
Very funky.
Like I said, this is doing it with the pastel tones, but we have got those much richer ones in there. So if you take the rich greens and the reds and the greys, you could create it that way.
And you could do it on mini card as well.
Absolutely.
That would look insane.
So I'm just going to stick, now we've got everything in place, make sure I stick this side down as well. So I'll take off these bits of tape on this side. And this technique, and I think this is the third time I've done it. I've been using it a bit recently, but I've not showed it on Facebook yet. So you can use it across loads of our products. I did it with the glitter card, the shimmer card, and the mirror card. So there's so many, and just regular, adorable, scoreable. There's so many different things you can do. I'm going to pretend that's stuck down because it's not coming off. So just to add a little bit more pizzazz, I'm now going to go in and I'm just going to add some like little extra bits over the top. I know. If you're going to do it, do it.
That looks so fun.
And you've cut so many pieces that you've got enough to play with here. So I'm going to take this that way. We can thread it under there, over the top.
And it's really easy to do this because of the weight of your cardstock.
It is, yeah.
The weight of your paper, sorry. 150 GSM, these paper pads. The bundle is the best way to get it. The bundle essentially saves you 1.5 paper pads. You can get them individually if it's just one colour that you use all the time and you know you're going to love. You can buy them all individually for £9.99. But why would you get them individually when you're saving so much money by buying them in this pack? And then you have all of the different colours.
And that's it. And just look what you can do with them when you've got all the colours together.
This is so fun. I'm loving this.
Okay, so we pop that on there, and again you can build up and add as much to it or as little as you want, but I'm going to leave it at that, and we're now going to trim off our little edges. If I can find some scissors. So this is why we go a little bit over, because then we know we're going to match exactly the end of our card and not be left with any little white gaps at the end. Trim that down. And then I think when we pop it onto here, it just really, really helps it come to life. And then when we back it onto the white again,
it's so good.
We've got a construction glue that's run out. Yeah, there we go.
You have to say a big happy birthday to Diane. Diane, we hope you have a lovely day. It sounds like you're already relaxing, watching us, and having a have plans for a fantastic day. I hope the weather stays as nice as it has been over the last couple of days.
So we'll pop that on there. Then onto our cards blank. And then we're just going to die cut a little circle with the sentiment, and that's all it needs, because your papers are doing all the hard work for you. I mean, I've done it used it as the main element today, so it is the big focus on the whole card. But if you could easily use this with some of your toppers or your little books, if you just did like a little panel in the background, just a little square of it, maybe in a little aperture. There's so many different things you could
really cool idea.
So let me get some of this mess out of the way, and then I can run. I've just got my stitched edge circle nesting die, little bit of tape just to secure it in place. I'll take my MIDI.
This has been so fun to watch from start to finish, this whole thing come to life, because if you are literally, if you're just tuning in now and you're seeing what I'm seeing on the screen, you would not believe that this has been created by strips of cardstock. You would think it's printed. You would think today the new Duo Colour paper pads has amazing patterns in, but it's not. It's just double-sided sheets of paper in 12 different colours, and you can create amazing backgrounds and focal elements of your cards using this collection.
And I've just taken our happy birthday stamp from the mini sentiments that we launched a few weeks back, and I've got periwinkle blue prism ink pad. And I'll pop that in the centre.
That looks really good.
A couple of foam pads. As you can see, I chopped my sentiment in half so I can use it in lots of different ways.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that sentiment's a really long strip. It's a good technique to do that. Don't be too scared of chopping into your stamp, so you can have it straight, or you can have it like Kat's done it here. I absolutely love this card.
Finish with that. Get my mess out of the way. And then you've got this wonderful,
really cool, really cool. I absolutely love that. What a great first demo on how to use these paper pads. Shall we have a look at the other two? We'll go in first with our reds and oranges. The reds is really nice, and so is the oranges actually, because you've also got a lot of sort of beigey, browny colours covered in this one, which you wouldn't necessarily think you would have. We'll flick through it from back to front, so you've got that really nice sort of roasted red there, roasted sort of cherry red there. Then you've got your really deep brown sort of camel colour, and then it moves on to more of a wine red, I'm going to say, and a really deep sort of burnt orange. This one's amazing for fall, people. We've got some beautiful tangerines in here. Really nice sort of red shades coming through, more pink reds, more orange reds, more really bright, vibrant reds. Look at that orange as well. I have nail polish that I was nearly going to paint my nails with that's this colour. I should have done it, I would have matched. So many really beautiful, nice variations. And then it gets to these lighter colours, so you can see you've got those really nice sort of touches of reddy sort of like pinks, more pastel peaches, more sort of camel beige colours in here, and it goes all the way down to a really nice sort of beigey orange. It's beautiful. So that is your reds and your oranges. Absolutely gorgeous. Then next up we have yellows and greens. So in here, and again, this one's beautiful. We'll start from the lighter shades because the darker shades are my favorite ones in here. So you've got your really nice sort of pale light green, those spearmint colors. Then we go to some more fresh apple greens and those really light sort of vintage yellow shades. Then we've got more turquoisey colors in here. Look at this yellow. You've got a really nice sort of deep green yellow there. A really nice mix of colour. Then you can start to see that shade of yellow brightening as we get more into our deeper green tones. We've got those really bright, fresh colours in that selection there. But then we move to a beautiful moss green and a slightly deeper yellow. From that, you've got your sort of lightest army green colour with more of a grey yellow. Then we have this beautiful teal colour, which is backed onto another quite deep sort of mustard, but not too bright just yet. Then we've got an even deeper turquoisey, tealy green, really sort of forest colour, but it's still a bit more on that grey side. But look at this mustard, absolutely gorgeous.
They work so well together as well, don't they?
They are beautiful.
They're very, very like home interior colours at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, I love it. This forest green and that yellow, absolutely stunning selection. And then our deepest tones is the darkest green you've ever seen. Perfect at Christmas time. And then a really, really deep greeny yellow. It's really pretty. Honestly, I think the colours here are a little bit different on the camera than what you're seeing, than what you actually get in real life. So they are absolutely gorgeous, this colour. Love it.
They would make such great, those last few shades that you showing for doing like boys cards, like camouflage, making camouflage and army cards. They would look fantastic.
That would look really, really cool. So they are our other two individual pads. Like I said, you can get them individually if you like certain ones, you can do that, or the bundle. The bundle is the best price. All four of these fantastic paper pads, which they do say they contain 12 different pages in here, which they do, but if we think about it, they're double-sided, so realistically you're getting 24 different colours in each pad because you've got the double-sided ability there. You don't have to use full sheets of these if you don't want to. They are 8x8, which I think is great for any size card that you're wanting to craft with, and they're just absolutely stunning. So we'll go back to Cat for another demo, but before we do, I want to repeat the Win It Weekly question. So this week you could be in with a chance of winning our Rhyming Reveals concept card. 6 people are going to win this. The question you need to answer is: humans share 60% of their DNA with A, bananas, B, sunflowers, or C, sheep? Get your answers in to be in with a chance of winning, and we'll announce the winner on Friday's show. Okay, Kat, what's up next?
Okay, this next one is going to be quite quick actually, because for our third one of the day, it's not just one, it's maybe 2 or 3.
Ooh.
And it's 3D projects. So I'm going to do this quick one quite quick so we can spend a bit more time on that. So what my idea with this one is to show you, I've picked 2 tones out from the blue pad and the yellow pad, just to show you, like we've said before, how well you can get the colours to match with our existing products. So this is a little book page from the Little Book of Bees that we launched at the beginning of the week, and like I've done, I've matched the blue with the blue tone in the background and then matched the yellow with these beautiful honeycomb effect at the background, and it just shows how easy it makes the rest of your crafting having products like this in your stash. So let's get to work. So I've already mat and layered that up, and I'm going to do a 7 by 7 inch card. So we'll cut myself a 7 inch mirror mat. And then I'm going to bring in this beautiful deep yellow, and we're going to cut this to 3 notches under the 7 by 3 notches under the 7. And then with my blue layer, I'm going to cut this to 6 notches under the 7. And again by 6 notches under the 7. And with the first 2 layers, I'm just going to use some tape. And I've been doing a little bit of a different technique for this, for sticking my papers down recently. I've been putting my tape directly onto my mirror mat, making sure that I've got enough space around the edges so it's not going to show through. Found it's just helped me. It'll go completely wrong now I've said this. I'm shooting myself in the foot. I can feel it. It just helps me get that nice even distance around the edges when I'm not using construction glue. Because I find sometimes if you put the tape on the back of your paper, once it's hit the surface, it's stuck. Whereas doing it this way, I can get it in the right place in the corner and then layer it across. But I know everybody has their own techniques for how they like to do this.
We have a question. Anastasia wants to know, how long are our Tenner Tuesday deals lasting? It's till Sunday. Sunday is the 1st. Sunday the 1st. Is it? No, I'm lying. Sunday's the 2nd. It's Sunday the 2nd of May.
So the idea is, like I said, I'm going to keep this nice and simple. So when I put this on, I've just got that nice little yellow border. I'm going to have my little book sentiment over here, but I'm just going to use some of our hexagon nesting dies that I believe were on the Tenner Tuesday deals, just to cut some little apertures down the side, just to bring that yellow through and keep that tone going.
What a good idea.
So I'm just playing around where I want them to go with my mat on, so I know what I'm doing. So when you're happy with them, you could use the same die over and over and get a much more like regular effect, but I think this works just as well.
That's a really cool idea.
On, and I'm going to take this through the big Gemini because it's 7 by 7. Bring her over. Everything out, and again, definitely keep these little hexagons for other projects that you're going to be using.
Kirsty says she loves these demos. Thank you for watching, Kirsty. If you love these ones, you should wait till see what's coming up, because they are exciting. Lots of people saying Sunday's the 1st. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I said the 2nd. It's the 1st, yeah. It's because I'm thinking when we're back at work, and we're back at work on a Tuesday, isn't it? Not on Monday. Can't get over these bank holidays. They've really messed me up. So, Sunday the 1st, your Tenner Tuesday deals last up to. So if you want to get them, it's this coming Sunday, which, thank you very much everyone, is the 1st. This is a nice idea, isn't it? To be able to show like the different tones in a completely different way.
Absolutely.
To cut those apertures.
Like I said, this one's really simple, but you know, sometimes we have cards that we just need to be quick and on the go and keep them going.
It still gives you a really beautiful effect.
It does. And again, it also shows with your little book pages. I've not done any layering up, I've not done any decoupage here on this, any cutting out. We're just using it as is. I don't know what I've done to that foam pack. It's a mess. But you can still create something quite simply and quite effectively and end up with a bigger card, 7x7 card, that's still very impactful.
Got some very sticky foam pads there.
I know. You just pop that over the top. Like I said, and you could go in, you could cut some little gold hexagons.
Yeah, you could use
pop
some of
them
the,
in.
You could add, fussy cut some little bees out of your little book and add them into the...
Yeah, have them peeping over the edges.
That would be very cute. There is a lot of very cute bees in that little book. If you've not seen it already, head over to hunkydorycrafts.co.uk, have a look on our little books, because we launched 3 brand new ones on Monday's show. Anne-Marie was here. She did some really cool demonstrations with those. But this one is definitely one of my 3 new favourites.
We'll just go in, just add some little...
Oh, this is a cute idea.
Just a little accent down the centre there, just to give it that little ting.
A really, really nice way of showing how you can coordinate them with other products too. Thank you, Kat.
Welcome.
Okay, so those Tenner Tuesday deals, would everyone like a little recap? Maybe you weren't watching yesterday, maybe you were really busy or you had other things on. Well, let's see what things you can get in this deal. Okay, so the first one is our 3-in-1 die brush. 3-in-1 die brush, £10. Now this die brush is a lifesaver. If you've not had a die brush before and you use your die cuts and you struggle with popping all of those little bits out, you need this die brush in your life. I can promise you that. Then we've got, this must mean that they're back in stock or the orders come in already, because wow, we have our construction glue multi-buy. In this you're getting 6 bottles of our construction glue. It's 60 millilitres, but you're getting 6 of these. They're going to come in this nice little handy box for you, perfect for stocking up on your essentials when they're only £10. Then we have our Miri card. This is our most recent Miri specials. It's our kaleidoscope Miri. In here you're getting 3 completely different Miri cards. You're getting this beautiful bokeh effect. You're also getting the really nice sort of stained glass window card, and then finally you're getting that kaleidoscope there too. So Miri card special, now £10. Then we have for you a really good deal on our scissors. Now if you don't have your scissors, this one's for you, £10 for our rainbow scissor set. We've got 3 scissors in here for you, really good for cutting your paper, your cardstock, fabric. I know that Dan has about 5 pairs in his house. He has them in the kitchen, so you can think of the things he's cutting there. You get 3 different sizes. The large ones are 8.5 inches, so for your larger projects when you're really cutting through your cardstock, then that's a great one to have. Then we got our medium ones, which are a pointed tip, so really nice for fussy cutting actually, because even though they're longer, you can have that precision to move through them. And then we have our small ones, which are 5.5 inches, and they're really good for fussy cutting your die cuts. So if you've ever had our snippables before, then they work really nicely with that. They have the beautiful rainbow effect on the blades, and they're titanium as well, which means that if you're cutting through sticky pads or tape, it will be a lot longer before they start to get gunked up. If they do though, I've read on the comments there's loads of people with throw in their suggestions for how you can clean them. Another really cool thing that I think a lot of us here actually do, I do it anyway, is just fill up a really, really hot tub of water with just some dish soap, leave them in there to like sort of get into all of that stickiness, and then once it's cooled down, you can just sort of like wipe it off with a scourer or like a really just like a sponge really, and it should come off. They're really, really useful to have in your stash though. Glue Dots Mega Buy is next up. Wow, this is incredible. You're getting here 10 packs of your glue dots, £10. In one pack of glue dots, you're actually going to get 100. So you're getting 1,000 glue dots for £10. I have used these a lot recently on sort of save the date invitations that we're crafting. I've used them to make a balloon arch for a birthday. We stuck all the little balloons that needed to fill up spaces with our glue dots. So they're so much more useful for your crafting. Okay, this one is exciting, people. Our Prism brush markers are now £10. This saves over 30%, and they are £10 per pack, so you can get them in a different variety of colour shades. We have our Blue Lagoon, we have our Forest Walk, which has all of your greens and your browns in here. Then we've got our Antique Dreams, which is those really dark colour tones, perfect to work alongside your pastels for when you're building up colour and creating dimension. Then we have our Berry Burst and our Heavenly Sunset. All of them £10 a pack. That is an exceptional price. I don't think I've ever seen them that cheap before. So if you want to get them now. We have our Diamond Sparkles Glitter. Don't know where this is. Is this around? Oh, here we go. Diamond Sparkles Glitters. They are now £10. This is crazy. So we've got lots of different selections you can choose from. This one is our festive selection, so you can see you've got all your Christmas colours in there. You've also got a nice mix of star sequins, which we know come in really handy at Christmas time. We've got the beautiful holographic selection. We've got your blues and greens, your essential mix, which includes 4 completely different whites. They're all sort of mixed with different colour tones. So you've got reds, you've got blues, you've got greens, and then you have like a pinks in here. But essential for making Christmas snowy shaker cards. Pinks and purples. And then finally we have our sequin assortment. So if you're someone who loves your shaker cards, this one's one for you to grab. Now only £10. £10. All of this is £10. If you're into stamping and die cutting, we've also got something for you. Our Flutterby gift box set. This beauty. Think about birthdays coming up. Maybe you need to make some favour boxes, goodie boxes with toys in. £10. And it's so easy to put this together. The next one we've got for you is our Posy gift box die set. This one's really nice because if you want to, you can have the plain box, or you've got detailed die cutting and cutouts to create a really nice sort of lace effect on there. £10. Our Time for Tea stamp set, which is absolutely stunning. It's an A4 stamp set. Look at everything you're getting on there. It's incredible. You've got 4 different sentiments and 3 massive centerpiece stamps, as well as some flourishes that you can use as background or edged borders. And finally, another stunning beauty is our Antique Dreams selection, with that beautiful timepiece, the locket, and that floral corner border. All of those £10. And now if you need something to stamp your stamps with, our clear acrylic block set. You get 3 different sizes in here. You've got 2x4, 3x4 and 6x4. They're an 8mm grip, 8mm depth, so easy to grip onto when you're stamping. And they're now £10. If I didn't say it earlier, all of this stuff is £10, part of our Tenner Tuesday deals, and all of these deals last up until Sunday. So don't worry if you don't get paid until Friday like us. you're still going to be in with a chance of getting these deals. So that is everything that is included in our Tenner Tuesday deals. Get over to the website, there's a massive banner, click on it, it brings up everything. Okay, Kat.
Yes.
Let's get to the fun stuff.
Okay, so I've jumped a little bit ahead and I have started, I don't know where to start. Let's do our flower first. I know I've done flowers on here before, but this is a slightly different one. So I have taken one of our sheets, I chopped it down to about 5.5 inches so it goes through the midi die cut machine. This is the bit that's left over after I've die cut my circle out. Keep this because we're going to need it shortly. We're going to start with the circle, and this is just the largest nesting die circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to fold it in half again, so into quarters. And then just take your scissors and we're just going to start cutting. What I like to do is take something round and just a pencil, if I've got one in here, just to give myself like a little guideline where to
that's a good idea.
Where to cut to. Just so it's a little bit more even. So, and then I'm just going to start cutting down to this line roughly. You can do your petals a little bit more thinner than me if you want to, but again, I'm trying to get through 3 of these little 3D projects for you now, so I'm just doing them a little bit chunkier. But the finer you cut them, obviously the more petals you'll have to play with. And then I'm just going to take it one by one, pop them up and just cut a little notch into the top, a little pointy bit. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, because if you find me a perfect flower, I'll be very, very much surprised. So we're just going to cut little triangles away all the way along.
This is going to be quite special, I feel.
Do you think?
I'm excited to see. It's always good to learn different techniques and things like this, especially with paper, because sometimes you don't have the right die to embellish a card with. Sometimes you want to create something and actually doing it by hand is easier. So it's nice to have a little bank of sort of paper folding or paper pieces that you can craft and use when you need them.
Absolutely. So then we just fold this back out.
That's
flatten it down so we end up like this. Now you'll see where we've folded it here, we've got some petals that are just still attached, so we're just going to cut them down. 3 of them we are going to cut down to where the other petals are, and then on the 4th one we're going to cut pretty much down to the center point. And then before we do anything else, I'm just going to take my pencil and we're just going to give these petals a little bit of a...
And also why it's a great thing to use paper, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you have the ability to manipulate the paper.
100%. And obviously spend a bit more time on this. I'm rushing because I want to get through all of these. So then all you need to do is just start by rolling this inwards. And it can be a little bit tricky to get going, but once you've started, we're just going to roll it all the way around. Keep going.
I'm mesmerised.
And then when you get to your last bit, you can use a little bit of tape, a little bit of glue. I'm going to use for ease because it's on hand today. And just stick that to the last bit. So just pinch that in place and then we can start opening up the flower. You see already
construction glue as well. You've got a little bit of time if you want to.
Yeah, spread it back out a bit more, but just have a play around with those petals. So and you'll get them where you want them. You can go back in with your pencil and keep curling. But just to add a little bit more detail, I'm now going to take that strip, just put that to the side to dry a second. I'm going to take this strip that we had left over from our piece, and we'll cut this down to about 1.5. Maybe a little bit too long, but I'm going to fold this in half just to make our job easier for us, so we don't have to snip all the way along. And then we're just, again, I'm going to do myself a little guideline, nothing too fancy, just use what I've got at hand. And we're just going to make little thin snips all the way down to this line, just to make us a little inner bit of our flower.
Are you kind of using the thickness of your scissors as a guide?
Pretty much, yeah. You could do it even finer, but like I said, because I'm rushing, because I want to show you more. But that's a good way to do it. So we go all the way along, and because we've doubled it over, we're making 2 cuts for the price of 1 each time. Just make sure when you get to that bit in the middle that you give it a little snip as well. So open that up, and where you've got that double one in the middle, just cut it down the line to there. And then we're going to do the same again. We're going to roll this in. You could use a little cocktail stick to help you if you wanted to.
If anyone's into what's that craft called?
I don't know that. I think I want it to go the other way. So again, I'm going to fold it in, so when I fold these bits out, you're going to get the opposite colour coming through.
What's the craft called where you roll loads of paper up?
Quilling.
Quilling, yeah. If you're into quilling, you've got a quilling tool, you can use that too.
Yes, you can. So all the way. Again, a little bit of construction glue. Just on the end, just pop that in place. And you pop it down, and when you fold this out, you get this lovely kind of centre effect. And what I love about this is that it doesn't have to be perfect. The more kind of rustic it is, the more it kind of works with what we're trying to do. So then all you have to do, pop a little bit of construction glue in the middle of your flower here.
And I guess it'll kind of keep your petals in place as well.
It will, it just helps fan them out a little bit.
That's
fan
really
that
cool.
out. I think I've made the little stem a little bit too big, but you can cut that out. You can trim it down. Mine are going a little bit. In fact, I'm going to do it because it's not doing what I want it to do. I did say I thought it was a little bit too tall. Then we pop that in there.
Oh, there you go.
Fan it
now
out,
you can
and
see
you
more
get
of
this
those
lovely,
beautiful petals
lovely pretty
created.
flower. Should we go up there?
I love that.
And you just
Very,
get something.
very
I'll
cute.
show you the other one because I think that one's got a little bit crushed when I was rushing. You just do the same thing. See this one? I've done the petals just a little bit shorter on the inside, and you get that lovely
That is really
effect.
cute.
But so much fun
You
for
could
doing
even
something
make a little
different.
bouquet like that.
You could, yeah, absolutely build them up. Take some of your green shades, make yourself some little stalks and stuff. Okay, next one. I've done exactly the same. This time I've taken two pages of the purple, and I've cut 2 of our largest nesting circles, and we're going to turn these into butterflies.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do, get my scoreboard. I'm going to put you to work on this one, Natalie.
You are?
I'm going to put you to work, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just going to line these up and do them at the same time. In fact, I'll go on my centimetre side just because it's a little bit easier. So just pop that on there, and I'm just going to score at every centimetre. Just slightly, just so it gives me a guide where to do my concertina in, if that's even a word. There we go, that's all the way along. So pretty please, can you concertina that one up for me while I do the other? Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any specific way?
No, it doesn't matter. I've just started, that way, that's fine.
I did some concertinaing on Monday's show. We created like a little fan for a background.
Oh.
It's really fun to do, especially if you're creating fun things like this.
So we're just using those score lines as a guide. All the way along. And each one of these is going to be one side of our little flutterby. And then all you have to do when it's done is fold it in half, give it a good pinch where it meets, and then we're just going to take a little bit of tape to secure these two sides together. Oh, there we go. So that's that one.
Yours looks a lot thinner than mine.
No, I don't think so. Should be the same.
This is cool. I love these little tips and tricks, and it's a really good way to be able to craft and make different things.
It really, really is.
Paper folding is something that can be so fun.
And there's so many things you can do with it. You can use it on your cards to create backgrounds. You can use it to do 3D projects.
Yeah.
I mean, making like a little hanging background out of these would be super, super cute. So I'm just going to stick the bottom two together and then fold up the top two. Don't want to stick them because I quite like the shape it does, but you
really
just get this
cute.
really simple little butterfly.
Love
Now what I
that.
did on another one, I didn't have time to do it today, but if you just cut, I'll just show you the half that I've done here. If you cut another smaller circle out and pop that in the middle, then you get this other, all you need to do is stick the circle in the middle and then do everything else exactly the same.
Wow.
And you just get this extra colour definition
That's really
as well.
cool. That is really, really cool.
There we go. So last but not least, I am going to make a pyramid gift box
What? From paper?
from paper
Okay.
with absolutely no sticking.
No, what?
No sticking. And if this is exactly 8 by 8, no cutting. I'm just going to make sure this is bang on 8 by 8. Yeah, no sticking and no cutting.
Okay.
If I can remember what I'm doing, I can make myself look an absolute fool now. So you take, just double, make sure your piece of paper is 8 by 8. It's just lots and lots of folding. So first of all, we're going to fold on the two diagonals straight across. So just match it up to the corner. And the same here. You can use your scoring tool to get the lovely crisp lines. So that's one direction. And then we're going to go again in the opposite direction. And now we have 4 triangular quarters.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take one of our corners. So I'm starting with my bottom right here, and I'm going to bring this over and line it up to my score line down here.
So
Score that in.
it kind of has paper aeroplane
Yeah,
vibes.
you read my mind. That's exactly what I was thinking. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And just get that as close to the point as possible. And don't worry, I'm going to repeat this on all 4 sides. So if you've not got the grasp of it by now, you will have by the end. And then we bring the bottom point up to meet this top bit here. And then we score our line here.
I think this is one to make sure you re-watch, because this looks like it's going to be incredible.
So then you just turn it upside down and you do exactly the same. So we fold this side in to meet the score line. And we fold this line in to meet the score line. And then the point up to meet the centre part. And score that line in, or burnish that line in. So that's the top and the bottom, and now we need to make sure we do what with the 2 sides. So we just carry on doing this process all the way around. And I promise you, when this comes together, it does feel like a little bit of magic.
It feels like magic already. I mean, even if, like, I love the effect that you've got of the paper in the background as well.
I know, it's really cute, isn't it?
Folding.
And then you pretty much do have these lines already scored in from this side. And then our last one.
Everyone is loving the demos. Tracy says, fabulous as always. Love them, so inspirational. Janie says, I love them. The whole team is so talented, but I always love watching Cat. Cat is such a great teacher. She really, really is, isn't she?
Stop it. Now, what I like to do, what we're going to do is we want to hole punch a hole in the top of each of these corners. This is what's going to hold our box together. So to make sure, just to cut a little bit of time, to make sure we're only having to do it twice, I'm just going to fold it up over itself, and then I know I'm getting it in the same spot. So you want this just a little bit down from the top point of your box here. Oh no!
Has it not done it?
Just ripped it a little bit. It's okay, it's okay.
Paper, isn't it? It's pesky sometimes. Maybe we need a new hole punch.
Yeah, maybe it's got a little thingy. But we're going to put ribbon in, so you're not going to see it that much anyway. So my time-saving tip, I'm going to put on the back burner and just go straight in.
Sometimes it's worth doing it
as a practice first. I did it with my one at home on Monday and it was perfect. So I think maybe this one's just...
the punch.
There we go.
Might need resharpening.
We did. So as you can see now, you've got this basic base at the bottom here, and we're just going to thread some ribbon through. Let me pick some ribbon from the box, and we've just got this perfect blue. I can see this here.
It's tied together.
It is tied together. It's typical, isn't it? Got a nice little knot. But this should be plenty. So we're going to start from the outside of this corner. And we're going to bring this through to the inside of this corner. And this is where the magic happens, because as you pull it, it all just kind of starts to fold in, she says, on itself. It does, just to create...
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So we're going to go from the outside.
Wow.
In for this one. And that'll just pull that side together. So clever, isn't it? So clever. I'm definitely going to be rewatching this and making these myself. And they're double-sided as well, which is so nice. Yeah, so when you open it up, this would be the point you put like your little gifts and your little treats inside.
Little sweeties.
Just fold those bits in. Give them a helping hand. And you end up...
Do you know what this would be really cute for? Making little confetti boxes.
Oh, really would, wouldn't it? Make sure everything's folded in nice. Tie it off with a little bow.
And I love the fact that you've got that detail in from all the score lines as well. Really
yeah, I think it really,
incredible.
really adds to the effect. And then just trim your ribbon. my top tip for when you're doing ribbon on gift boxes, or it's a really, really simple top tip, is don't cut your ribbon too short.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want to be able to tie it up afterwards and
Yeah.
stuff again if you're keeping your gift box. So I've not done the best bow in the world. But there you go. Just from paper, no glue, no cutting.
That is incredible. That is absolutely amazing. It is. Jackie says that too. That is amazing. This demo is by far the best, Jackie says. Wow, that was really, really cool. I loved it. So if you want to be inspired even further, then we have some amazing shows coming up for you. Dan and Rebecca are back on Hunky Dory TV tomorrow morning, and then at 2 and 5 o'clock on Hobby Maker, I'm going to be down there with some brand new Edgit dies. They are really, really pretty.
They are so much fun.
I have so many ideas, so after this I'm going to get out here and prep my life to be able to show you all of the amazing things you can do with them. So you can watch us here on Hobby Maker at 10 a.m. in the morning, and then catch us on Hobby Maker Freeview 33 FreeSat 807 Sky 670. You can watch on YouTube, and you can watch on the Hobby Maker online page as well. So I hope you have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. Thank you, Kat, for your incredible demos as always.
You're welcome.
I think it's me and you back on Friday.
Yay!
So we will see you on Friday for some more fun.